The Royal Gorge Bridge in Canyon City, Colorado has a height of 955 feet from the Arkansas River below it, making it the tallest bridge in the United States. To put the bridge's height into perspective, it's over 2.5 times as high as a football field is long. That's a pretty impressive feat to anybody, except for maybe this guy, but all in all, it's a mini marvel of civil engineering. Now, it's been almost 100 years since that bridge was built, and back then there were no real standards for how high or low a bridge could be in the United States. Because of the lack of standards, civil engineers in other parts of the country burst some, shall we call it, less impressive feats of civil engineering. Let's take a trip all the way back to 1940. The Great Depression was finally ending, World War II was unfortunately starting, and the Norfolk Southern Gregson Street overpass in Durham, North Carolina had just been constructed. Now, it may look like an ordinary bridge, after all it contains all the normal bridge features such as supports and an overpass for some form of transport, but what makes this bridge so unique and special is its absolutely horrible vertical clearance. You see, in modern times, the recommended minimum vertical clearance for a bridge is about 14 feet or 4.3 meters. This is conveniently tall enough to allow the tallest of tall trucks to pass underneath any bridge that meets these standards with ease. Unfortunately, in the olden days, this standard didn't exist, meaning the road was gifted the Norfolk Southern Gregson Street overpass, also known as the 11'8" bridge. The name of this bridge stems from its vertical clearance, that of approximately 11 feet 8 inches. The keen among you may realize that 11 foot 8 inches is actually less than 14 feet, which, surprise, you are correct. While this certainly isn't the only bridge less than 14 feet in height, it is certainly one of the most peculiar and well documented. Simply searching for it online brings up numerous videos of trucks having their tops all but ripped off or being outright shredded to pieces. The website 11foot8.com, yes, it has its own website, has been documenting these crashes on video since 2008, and there have been almost 150 recorded accidents since that time. While these videos are very entertaining to us, they're an absolute nightmare for any unlucky truck or RV driver. So, this bridge seems like a big problem for a lot of people. The obvious next step is to fix the problem. Yeah, if only things were that easy. The first and most obvious solution would be to just raise the bridge a few more feet, right? Wrong. Remember how this bridge was completed in 1940? At the time it was used as a rail crossing for trains. Shifting the bridge even a few feet up would completely change the grade of the tracks for miles on both sides of the bridge. For you simpletons who haven't studied the art of train-ology? Or whatever, a track's grade is basically how steep it is. This grade change means that the owner of the rails, the North Carolina Railroad Company, would have to completely shut down a section of the railway for several months and miss out on potentially hundreds of thousands in revenue, all while having to pay millions just to change the rails. So, changing the height of the bridge is out of the question. But what about the second solution? Lowering the road. What seems like a brilliant idea at first quickly falls apart when you consider that a large main sewage line runs about a meter below the road. Since the sewage line is almost 100 years old, diverting, upgrading, or removing it altogether could cost the city of Durham hundreds of thousands of taxpayer dollars. So great job, guys. It seems that neither the city of Durham or the North Carolina Railroad Company are interested in transforming the bridge in any way. That leaves us with one final solution, and that's to simply alert drivers as much as possible about the upcoming bridge. The most the city of Durham has been able to do is to implement several safety features, including a set of warning lights that tell upcoming vehicles if they are over the minimum height of the bridge, several safety signs surrounding the bridge, as well as safety signage scattered several blocks leading up to the bridge, giving any unfamiliar drivers more than enough time to divert. To the dismay of literally every one of those unfamiliar truck drivers in the nation, this isn't the only bridge of its kind. 11'8's less evil twin, 300 East Pettigrew Street, is just 4,000 feet away. This bridge, while much less known, has a vertical clearance of only 11 feet 4 inches. There's also 11'8's lesser known little brother, the 10'6 bridge in Westwood, Massachusetts. While each of these bridges has its own victims, it's probably important that you yourself don't become one of them. At last, I leave you with a bit of advice. Stay safe out there, truck drivers. You never know when the bridge above you might get hungry. I've left my sources down below in a document accessible to anyone if you'd like to do some further research of your own. Before you go, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.